Are you somebody who enjoys gaming as a fun hobby? Or maybe you are a hardcore gamer that thrives on competition and discovering new games? Either way, this video is going to be exactly for you because we're going to be talking about an exciting new game that offers both entertainment and potential rewards. I'm Freetip Scout, a streamer and an ambassador for a game called Parallel, an exciting new game which is rapidly gaining in popularity. So by joining it today, you'll actually be one of the pioneering players to really help shape the success of this game early on. As the player base grows too, you'll also be at the forefront of this ecosystem with plenty of opportunities. This video is the perfect launchpad for your Parallel adventure. Whether you're a seasoned card game pro or if you've never played this genre of game before, you'll walk away with tons of valuable information to help get you started. Here's what we'll be covering. What is Parallel TCG? A brief look at the amazing lore, core mechanics of the game, the earning element of Parallel, and how to get started and take your first steps in the Parallel universe. Let's get started. TCG stands for Trading Card Games, and they have a rich history. You've probably heard of big names like Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, or Pokemon TCG. Over the years, this genre has evolved at an incredible pace. Game mechanics have become more refined, and trading aspects are smoother than ever, resulting in a significantly more enjoyable gaming experience today. Now Parallel is taking things to a whole new level, incorporating everything learned from games before it and pushing the boundaries with the player experience to make it more fun and accessible. And the first thing that will catch your eye? The art. It's not just good, it's mind-blowing. The artistic side of Parallel is simply on another level. Dozens of renowned artists have poured their talent into creating the stunning world of Parallel with an attention to detail that will make your jaw drop. Trading has always been like a huge part of TCGs, and if you've ever seen any of those wild videos of people from, like, say, Magic the Gathering or Pokemon, and they're opening packs and they end up getting like a really rare pull and they go absolutely bonkers, they go nuts over like this just amazing pull that they've done. It's a huge part of TCGs and it's a big part of the fun as well in the game. Now, Parallel is taking this excitement to the digital realm, and it's pretty mind-blowing. In Parallel, your cards are digital collectibles, but here's the kicker: you can trade them on special online marketplaces. This means you can buy, sell, or swap cards with other players and build the deck of your dreams in just seconds. Like, how cool is that? I mean, the trading is so fun. Like, Parallel's really breaking new ground here because so many like modern TCGs, modern digital TCGs, they don't offer that trading aspect. Like games like Hearthstone, games like Legends of Runeterra, you can't trade the cards in there, whereas in Parallel you can. It's just such a cool feature that they've brought back almost that classic feel, but with like a high-tech twist to it. So fantastic feature, and it's such a good thing to see in this type of game, Parallel. Now let's talk about Parallel's lore, because if you're anything like me and you live for kind of like the lore and really rich storytelling in games and films and books, then you're definitely going to get it here, because Parallel is teeming with lots of lore, lots of really cool storytelling, lots of backstories, and it's just so engrossing. Like, it really pulls you in. So imagine for 1 second that in the distant future, Earth faces a cataclysmic event. Humanity's last hope lies in 5 advanced civilizations, each escaping to different parts of the universe. These become the 5 Parallels. Algankor, masters of technology and artificial intelligence. Earthen, guardians of nature and biological evolution. Cathari, seekers of spiritual ascension and cosmic energy. Mulligan, warriors driven by honor and advanced weaponry. And then there's the Shroud, masters of dark matter and interdimensional travel. As centuries pass, these civilizations flourish independently. However, a mysterious energy source on Earth begins calling them back. This power presents an opportunity that each Parallel seeks to obtain for their own purposes. The Cathari believe it will cure their genetic decay. The Mulligans, considering themselves the most superior race in the galaxy, see it as a means to prove their dominance unquestionably. In Parallel, you'll lead one of these factions, harnessing their distinct powers and technologies. You'll be competing against the other Parallels to claim this power for your own civilization. The fate of your faction's future lies in your hands. If you want to learn more about the lore, the best source of information will be Parallel's comics. Special comics made by the Parallel team that are coming out regularly and already count 5 editions. Now it's time to talk about the game's core mechanics. In Parallel, there are 4 different types of cards. There are units, effects, upgrades, and relics. Units. These are the core cards of the game, representing vehicles, clones, and other entities that can be played on the field. They have attack and defense stats on the bottom of the card. Effects. These cards are played from the hand to activate various abilities such as drawing cards, damaging opponents, or healing units. They can be used to disrupt your opponent's strategy or to gain an advantage. Upgrades. These cards can be equipped to units to enhance their stats or grant them new abilities. They can be used to make your units more powerful and versatile if left unchecked. And relics. These cards are played directly on the relic slot and they provide long-term benefits but come at a higher cost. For example, when the ammunition stockpile is equipped, your units can attack twice each turn. So units can die in battle from other units, and they can also be removed by using effects on them as well. And there are special cards in the game which allow you to destroy upgrades and relics too. In Parallel TCG, players create their decks by choosing a parallel, which determines the core theme and units of their deck, building a 40-card deck from their chosen parallel signature cards and any number of cards from the universal card pool, and choosing a paragon, a powerful hero-like character that will be a central part of their strategy. Paragons are unique cards with the following characteristics: passive abilities that are always active during a match, providing ongoing benefits. Almost all Paragons are also units, meaning they can be played onto the field like other units, but only once a game. And each parallel has 3 unique Paragons, offering players a variety of choices within their chosen theme. With a total of 15 Paragons available, players have a wide range of options to customize their decks and gameplay styles. Now let's talk about banking. Banking is super important in Parallel, and in the top right-hand corner of each card, you will see a number, and that is the energy cost to play that card. And in order to play that card, we need to bank cards to create energy to play those cards. So banking is really important, and we're going to be running through it right now. Here's how it works. Pick a card from your hand, drag it to your bank area, and boom, you've got the energy to play cards. But here's the catch. You can only bank once per turn, and if you're going first, you won't draw a card at the start or end of your turn. Tricky, right? But the cool part, when you bank a card, you'll draw a new one at the end of your turn. This keeps your hand full and the game moving, but it also forces you to make tough choices. Which card should I bank? And trust me, you'll be asking this a lot throughout the game. This simple mechanic is what makes every game in Parallel so unique and so exciting. It's not just about the cards you have, but it's also about how you use them. So think really carefully before you bank in this game. Let's talk about how you actually win in Parallel, because it's pretty straightforward. The main goal really is to knock your opponent's health down to 0. So basically whoever does it the fastest wins. But how do you actually do that? Well, we're going to break that down for you right now. The most common way to deal damage is by using your units. These are your heavy hitters. Play them on the board and send them straight at your opponent. Bam, direct damage. Now when units duke it out with each other, it's all about the numbers. Your unit's attack points get subtracted from the enemy unit's health points. Simple math, but a big impact. But here's where it gets interesting. Units aren't invincible. They can be taken out by effects too. And when a unit bites the dust, it doesn't just disappear. Nope, it gets sent to a special place called the waste pile. And here's a pro tip. Keep an eye on that waste pile, because some cards can actually interact with it. And this adds a whole new layer of strategy to the game. You might think a card is out of play, but surprise, it could come right back to haunt you. Alright, let's now talk about keywords in Parallel, because keywords are special terms which give cards special abilities, unique abilities, or special behaviors. Almost think of them as like superpowers for your cards. Let's check out some of the coolest ones. First up, Battle Ready. Normally, when you play a unit, it's got to wait a turn before it can attack. Kind of like it needs a moment to stretch. But units with Battle Ready, they're itching for a fight. These bad boys can attack the same turn they hit the board. Defender's up next. In Parallel, you usually get to choose what to attack, but Defender units throw a wrench in that plan. These protective pals can jump in front of an attack, shielding your other units. It's like having a bodyguard for your most precious cards. And then finally, Shielded. Shielded units are tough cookies. They've got a special protective barrier that soaks up the next effect aimed at them. It's like having a force field. Pretty handy when your opponent is trying to take out your key players. These are just a taste of the keywords you'll find in Parallel, and as you play more, you'll discover even more of these game-changing abilities. And remember, knowing your keywords can be the difference between victory and defeat. Now let's talk about a really important part in this game called the Mulligan. It sounds fancy and it sounds like, oh, what the hell's a Mulligan? You know, it's a little bit confusing. Don't be confused at all, it's actually pretty straightforward. Essentially, the Mulligan is where at the start of the game, you kind of get like an opportunity to look at the cards, 5 cards, and say, I don't like those cards, you know, I don't want them, or I only want a few of them. And so you can basically do get a bit of a do-over where you can either keep some and then you can redraw some, or you can redraw all of them, or you can keep all of them. It's basically an opportunity where you can try and improve your starting hand. So that's the mulligan. It sounds scary, but it's really not. Here's how it works in parallel. At the kickoff, you draw 5 cards. Take a good look at your hand. Do you like what you see? Great. Keep those cards. Do you not like what you see there? Are there a few cards that you think, okay, I'm not so sure about that? No problem. You can redraw those ones too. So why is this important? Like, why are we talking about the mulligan so much here? Like, surely it's just something you can ignore, right? You don't have to pay too much attention to. Well, no. The answer to that is definitely a big no. The mulligan is one of the most important phases in this game, and getting a really good mulligan really early on in the game can set you up for early and late success in the game where you could ultimately win the match. A bad mulligan can actually cost you the game. So, like, actually doing a good mulligan is a really important strategy. And when you are in that position of like a mulligan, you really need to be thinking about your game plan. Like, what am I trying to do with my cards here? Like, what cards really are going to help me early on? What cards don't I need now, but I can maybe get later, hopefully, just from drawing the cards? There's a lot to think about, but having a good plan early on can really set you up for success in the game. So yeah, mulligans are super important, and definitely one of the keys to figuring out parallel and getting good at parallel is to, over time, start to really practice on your mulligans so that your mulligan strategy every game is very, very strong and can often be the difference between a win or a loss. Now let's talk about what makes parallel TCG really stand out from the crowd, because you can actually own your cards in this game. How cool is that? Remember the good old days of trading physical cards with your buddies? Maybe you've done it with Magic the Gathering cards. That feeling of owning and swapping cards, it's something players have loved for ages. But here's the thing, most digital card games today, like Hearthstone, don't let you trade at all. It's a bummer, right? Well, Parallel is bringing sexy back to card ownership. You get all the perks of digital gaming, plus the thrill of truly owning and trading your cards. It's like having a digital binder full of rare collectibles. But wait, it gets better. Your card collection isn't just for show. It can put some extra cash in your pocket too. That's right, you can earn real money just by playing with your digital deck. Talk about a sweet bonus. And for those of you with some serious skills, Parallel could be more than just a hobby. The top players in Parallel are raking in some serious dough. So imagine turning your gaming passion into like a proper moneymaker. You can do it with this game if you have the ambitions and you've got the skills to do so. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, come on, like Free Tip Scout, that sounds too good to be true. And you'd almost be right in thinking that. But the reality is it's not. You can actually make money with this game. We've actually made a video of it in the past before. Check it out. It's a video called How to Earn Prime by Playing Parallel. Well worth watching. And you'll actually see that this isn't just some sort of fantasy. This is something that you could actually do. This is a reality. So go check out the video and maybe it could be you earning that Prime by Playing Parallel. Alright, future champions, let's get you started on this epic journey. First things first, grab the game. You've got 2 options. Download it from the Epic Store or snag it directly from the official Parallel website. Once you're in, here's your game plan. Dive into the tutorial, it's your crash course in Parallel Basics, and then head straight for the Rookie Queue. This is where the real fun begins. The Rookie Queue is your playground. You'll get a feel for each Parallel, and you'll unlock those awesome Paragons and score some sweet bonuses for completing it. Right now, you can play with the Alpha set, the OG cards from launch, and the first expansion, Planetfall. But wait, there's more. Do you want to level up your skills even faster? Enter the Paragons Academy, your one-stop shop for becoming a Parallel Pro. The Paragons Academy is the best resource for any player to become a better player, to learn to win consistently and make it all the way to the Parallel Majors. You'll learn from the creme de la creme of Parallel. We're talking top tier players and expert coaches. Check out the links in the description for all the juicy details, because we've got an online course on our website and a live academy with direct coaching for 2 whole weeks. Now here's the kicker, it's all free. You heard that right, it's all free. Free coaching, free knowledge, and get this, after you graduate, you'll get access to our cards and know how to best use them to boost your earnings too. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? I know that's what you're thinking. It isn't too good to be true, and I would absolutely say there's only one way to find out. Check out the Paragons Academy, check out Parallel, both of them are free. You will not regret taking the step to get involved in these two things here, the game and also the academy. Amazing knowledge, and you can have so much fun as well playing Parallel and being part of the Paragons Academy. So yeah, that's pretty much a wrap here. We've covered the basics right through to the earning potential of the game. Ready to dive into the world of Parallel and start your own epic adventure? Join the Paragons Academy today and learn from the best. With our free courses and coaching, you'll be mastering the game and earning while you play in no time. So what are you waiting for? Click the link down below to start your journey to become a Parallel champion. And remember guys, that the Paragons need you.